Okay, this is going to be some general tips and tricks of your MSX controller. So I'm going to go ahead, this one's radio, so this is my power supply. You just plug it into the wall, and you plug it in here, powers up your board. Okay, you can check your channel. Right there next to your power plug is your channel selector. Get a little small flat head, twist that, and you can select your channels there. Okay, and also it'll tell you what channel you're supposed to be on. This bottom part down here, this is a dual, but usually it'll just say, channel 0, channel 1, whatever the case is. Okay, that's what these switches are. Don't worry about those. So here we have our snap clock or our shot clock. So that's a run reset. It's a handheld with 2 switches on it. You plug it in here for your snap clocks for football or shot clock for basketball. This is your game clock. So here's your game clock here. We have the option to have a handheld for that. Of course, this is your clock on, clock off. We got clock set, clock count up or down, auto horn. Turn that on. I'm in baseball mode, doesn't work, but auto horn. You have a timeout function here. But what you're mainly going to be looking at for Linescore would be your number pad, your sport specific, and then these are your menu buttons, your function, your enter, your next, back, restore, which is basically back. Once you're in the menu screens, you use that, and then reset, and then home visitor score. So I just plugged it in, and I want to start a new game since I have data from the previous game. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit function. It brings me to this menu here where I have new game, restart. There's no need to use restart. Pretty much always you're going to just need to use new game. So I'm going to go hit 1, and then I'm going to hit enter, and then it starts a new game. But let me show you, if someone was to back it all the way out and they hit select sport, which would be 3, enter, okay, you're going to see this. Now baseball is the third option, but that is not for Linescore. If you have innings, like inning by inning scoring, so you have a 7-inning, a 9-inning, a 10-inning, you need to use Linescore. So what you do is you hit next, and you'll see more options for more sports. So as you can see, baseball Linescore is number 8. So we're going to hit 8, and then we're going to hit enter. Now you see up here where it says sport, Linescore, baseball. All right, let's start a new game. So 1, enter. All right, so now we are a new game. Now as far as your screen goes, okay, we got visitor home. This tells you who's at bat. So top of the first, visitor, and that's indicated by this arrow. This is all your innings. Okay, this is inning. We're in inning 1. There's your ball, strike, out. Here's your total runs, your hits, your error totals, and at bat. If you have this, if you have the model that has at bat. So the buttons here, you have your inning button. These are tied to the inning, so you can hit these. So I'll hit home 2, hit that one twice, and you can always go, I can go to home, to visitor, and that will input that as well. So you're either hitting 1 by 1, or I can hit 3 here, and that basically adjusts it. It gives it's not an addition function. It is just to replace it. So if I was hitting this and I went too much, and I was like, and you didn't want 4, you wanted 3, you just hit 3 home. It takes you back to what you need to be. But as you can see here, your total runs are not being totaled. It's only adjusting what inning you're in. So if we wanted, now if you want to match these, you might say, okay, well, let me just hit home, home 3 times, and let me hit visitor twice, because that's what I had was 2 and 3. But if you look now, it added to this inning 2 and 3, because home and visitor down here are tied specifically to the inning and to total runs, whereas these other 2 buttons are only tied to the inning. Now at this point, if you wanted to fix this so it should be 2 and 3, then you just need to come right here, and the reset key can be utilized for hit, error, ball, strike, out. You know, I can clear these out just by hitting reset in the button that I'm trying to clear out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go reset home, reset visitor, just to blank it out. But as you saw before, another option to that, so let me go back to what I had, or just something that's off here. Okay, so I have another scenario where, you know, my innings do not match up to my total. Okay, I can literally just hit to home. Okay, or actually it's 3 home, and I hit 2 visitor. Well, now it's correct. Now this is correct. So from there we can go ahead and ball, you just hit ball and it will round robin back to 0. So 1, 2, 3 back to 0. Strike does the same thing all the way to 3 or 2, sorry. Well, as you can see, it is correlated to the outs, of course. So you can see that changing as I'm hitting strike. So it's correlated. It's automatically correlated to the outs. Now, if you look here, now they've struck out to the point where they've gotten out, and now we are at the top of the second inning. So you can see that the inning has changed. So now, you know, now as you should, like I said before, you should be using home and visitor. So if I'm just using home and visitor, scoring as needed, then you see these totals are correct. Okay, now let's say this is how I would go if I'm trying to this is just for here, because as you'll see, if I want to move around these innings now that I have all these innings with numbers in them, so I'm in the top of the 7th at this point. So I want to go back to the 4th inning, and home should have had a score back in the 4th inning. So or what happens more often is that really I need to go back to the bottom of the 6th inning. So I'm at the top of the 7th. I need to go back to 6. So let me hit 6, press inning. So now I'm at the top of the 6th inning. Now all I'm going to do, now you could adjust this, hit 3 outs. You could hit 3 outs, or what you can do is I need to add 1 to home in the 6th inning. Now, it did not adjust this, and that's because I used these. So, to fix that, I'm going to go reset home back to 0. But what it should be is I should just hit home 1, so that my totals are correct. Now, as far as your errors and your hits, they're just a single press. Okay, and I can always hit reset, hit to clear it if I'm going, and I'm supposed to be, and it should be at 2. I can just hit 2 hit, or I can hit reset hit or reset error to clear those things out, or you can just hit what it's supposed to be. So if you know that error should be 1, just go ahead and hit 1 error, and you'll see it change to 1. If you have at bat, it's simply, okay, number 25 is at bat, so 25 at bat. And then, okay, you got a strike, a strike, a strike. We go to our first out, so number 25 got out, and as you can see, it is blanked and it's ready for another at-bat player to be entered. So that does it for you automatically. Also, you have the ability to reset ball striking out quickly with one button. So if I have ball here, one strike, I need to reset them both quickly. I'll just press this reset, boom. Both of those have now been brought back to 0 automatically. Now, in this section, we have the function button. If we press function, we're going back to this menu here. Now, once you have pressed function, you cannot go back to the scoring screen that you were just at. So if someone presses that, you do not have the ability to go back to your scoring screen. So once you hit that, be ready that you've lost your data. So all you can do from here now is just new game, select another sport, or modify the score rules. So so I'm just going to go ahead and hit 1 enter, and that's going to bring me here. So every time you end a game, you should always clear the memory for your controller. If not, it's kind of like the data on your web browser. If you don't clear out your data, it will start your browser, your computer will start running slow. So it's the same thing here, same concept here. So just function 1 enter, and that will get you for a new, cleared all the data, and you're ready for a new game, and then you can go ahead and unplug it and you're good to go. Also, if I was in the middle of a game and someone was to trip over this wire and unplug it, it's still going to have memory. So, you know, whatever this was, and someone trips over the power and unplugs it, it does have memory. So when I plug this back in, you'll see this. So you're good to go during a game. If that was something, power was to go out or someone unplugged it or whatever, you still have memory, so you're still good there. It's only whenever, if someone was to hit function in the middle of it, that you lost your current game data. Also in here, so if we hit 4 enter, you will see some of the rules that you can change for the sport and how you're going to navigate through all these screens. You're just going to hit next and back. So I'm going to hit next. So that first one was seconds to show hidden errors, the timeout, if you have a clock on yours, auto timeout, minutes per game. It is mainly if you have a clock for your, like if you have a clock integrated into your Linescore scoreboard. And now if I want to get out of this menu, what I'm going to press is restore LCD, which is basically a back button. So I'm going to get out of that. I'm just going to go ahead and go 3 enter, and just show again that you need to press next to see the other sports. So to see baseball Linescore. Also, if you have a separate pitch counter on your scoreboard, that's going to be a custom program, and you're going to have a separate MSX controller, so another one of these controllers, and you're going to have to be in this mode, because if you're in baseball on your pitch count on that separate controller, that it needs to be in Linescore is what it boils down to. So both if you have a Linescore with a separate pitch count, so you have 2 MSX controllers, they should both be in mode 8, which is pitch count. So I'm at 8, enter, 1, enter, and then I'm ready to go.